Proverbs 21. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahuah. The king's heart is a waterway in the hand of Yahuah. He directs it where he pleases. All a man's ways seem right to him, but Yahuah weighs the heart. To do righteousness and justice is more desirable to Yahuah than sacrifice. Haughty eyes and a proud heart, the guides of the wicked are sin. The plans of the diligent bring plenty, as surely as haste leads to poverty. Making a fortune by a lying tongue is a vanishing mist, a deadly pursuit. The violence of the wicked will sweep them away, because they refuse to do what is just. The way of a guilty man is crooked, but the conduct of the innocent is upright. Better to live on a corner of the roof than to share a house with a quarrelsome wife. The soul of the wicked man craves evil, his neighbor finds no favor in his eyes. When a mocker is punished, the simple gain wisdom, and when a wise man is instructed, he acquires knowledge. The righteous one considers the house of the wicked, and brings the wicked to ruin. Whoever shuts his ears to the cry of the poor, he too shall cry out and receive no answer. A gift in secret soothes anger, and a covert bribe pacifies great wrath. Justice executed is a joy to the righteous, but a terror to the workers of iniquity. Proverbs 21. Justice, wisdom, and the way of life. The man who strays from the path of understanding will rest in the assembly of the dead. He who loves pleasure will become poor. The one who loves wine and oil will never be rich. The wicked become a ransom for the righteous, and the faithless for the upright. Better to live in the desert than with a contentious and ill-tempered wife. Precious treasures and oil are in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man consumes them. He who pursues righteousness and loving devotion finds life, righteousness, and honor. A wise man scales the city of the mighty, and pulls down the stronghold in which they trust. He who guards his mouth and tongue keeps his soul from distress. Mocker is the name of the proud and arrogant man, of him who acts with excessive pride. The craving of the slacker kills him because his hands refuse to work. All day long he covets more, but the righteous give without restraint. The sacrifice of the wicked is detestable. How much more so when brought with ill intent? A lying witness will perish, but the man who listens to truth will speak forever. A wicked man hardens his face, but the upright man makes his way sure. There is no wisdom, no understanding, no counsel that can prevail against Yahuah. A horse is prepared for the day of battle, but victory is of Yahuah. Proverbs 22. A good name is more desirable than great riches. A good name is more desirable than great riches. Favor is better than silver and gold. The rich and the poor have this in common: the Maker is Yahuah of them all. The prudent see danger and take cover, but the simple keep going and suffer the consequences. The rewards of humility and the fear of Yahuah are wealth and honor and life. Thorns and snares lie on the path of the perverse. He who guards his soul stays far from them. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old he will not depart from it. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. He who sows injustice will reap disaster, and the rod of his fury will be destroyed. A generous man will be blessed, for he shares his bread with the poor. Drive out the mocker, and conflict will depart. Even quarreling and insults will cease. He who loves a pure heart and gracious lips will have the king for a friend. Yahuah's eyes keep watch over knowledge, but he frustrates the words of the faithless. The slacker says, "There is a lion outside. I will be slain in the streets." The mouth of an adulteress is a deep pit. He who is under the wrath of Yahuah will fall into it. Foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline drives it far from him. Oppressing the poor to enrich oneself, or giving gifts to the rich, will surely lead to poverty. Incline your ear and hear the words of the wise. Apply your mind to my knowledge, for it is pleasing when you keep them within you, and they are constantly on your lips, so that your trust may be in Yahuah. I instruct you today, yes, you. Have I not written for you 30 sayings about counsel and knowledge, to show you true and reliable words, that you may soundly answer those who sent you? Do not rob a poor man because he is poor, and do not crush the afflicted at the gate, for Yahuah will take up their case and will plunder those who rob them. Do not make friends with an angry man, and do not associate with a hot-tempered man, or you may learn his ways and entangle yourself in a snare. Do not be one who gives pledges, who puts up security for debts. If you have nothing with which to pay, why should your bed be taken from under you? Do not move an ancient boundary stone which your fathers have placed. Do you see a man skilled in his work? He will be stationed in the presence of kings. He will not stand before obscure men. Proverbs 23. Wisdom at the table. When you sit down to dine with a ruler, consider carefully what is set before you, put a knife to your throat if you possess a great appetite. Do not crave his delicacies, for that food is deceptive. Do not wear yourself out to get rich. Be wise enough to restrain yourself. When you glance at wealth, it disappears, for it makes wings for itself and flies like an eagle to the sky. Do not eat the bread of a stingy man, and do not crave his delicacies. For he is keeping track, inwardly counting the cost. Eat and drink, he says to you, but his heart is not with you. You will vomit up what little you have eaten and waste your pleasant words. Do not speak to a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of your words. Do not move an ancient boundary stone or encroach on the fields of the fatherless, for their Redeemer is strong. He will take up their case against you. Apply your heart to instruction and your ears to words of knowledge. Do not withhold discipline from a child. Although you strike him with a rod, he will not die. Strike him with a rod, and you will deliver his soul from Sheol. My son, if your heart is wise, my own heart will indeed rejoice. My inmost being will rejoice when your lips speak what is right. Do not let your heart envy sinners, but always continue in the fear of Yahuah. For surely there is a future, and your hope will not be cut off. Listen, my son, and be wise, and guide your heart on the right course. Do not join those who drink too much wine or gorge themselves on meat. For the drunkard and the glutton will come to poverty, and drowsiness will clothe them in rags. Listen to your father who gave you life, and do not despise your mother when she is old. Invest in truth and never sell it, in wisdom and instruction and understanding. The father of a righteous man will greatly rejoice, and he who fathers a wise son will delight in him. May your father and mother be glad, and may she who gave you birth rejoice. My son, give me your heart, and let your eyes delight in my ways. For a prostitute is a deep pit, and an adulteress is a narrow well. Like a robber she lies in wait and multiplies the faithless among men. Who has woe, who has sorrow, who has contentions, who has complaints, who has needless wounds, who has bloodshot eyes. Those who linger over wine, who go to taste mixed drinks. Do not gaze at wine while it is red, when it sparkles in the cup and goes down smoothly. In the end it bites like a snake and stings like a viper. Your eyes will see strange things, and your mind will utter perversities. You will be like one sleeping on the high seas, or lying on the top of a mast. They struck me, but I feel no pain. They beat me, but I did not know it. When can I wake up to search for another drink? Proverbs 24. Wisdom builds and establishes. Do not envy wicked men, or desire their company, for their hearts devise violence, and their lips declare trouble. By wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with every precious and beautiful treasure. A wise man is strong, and a man of knowledge enhances his strength. Only with sound guidance should you wage war, and victory lies in a multitude of counselors. Wisdom is too high for a fool. He does not open his mouth in the meeting place. He who plots evil will be called a schemer. A foolish scheme is sin, and the mocker is detestable to men. If you faint in the day of distress, how small is your strength? Rescue those being led away to death, and restrain those stumbling toward the slaughter. If you say, "Behold, we did not know about this," does not he who weighs hearts consider it? Does not the one who guards your life know? Will he not repay a man according to his deeds? Eat honey, my son, for it is good, and the honeycomb is sweet to your taste. Know therefore that wisdom is sweet to your soul. If you find it, there is a future for you, and your hope will never be cut off. Do not not lie in wait, O wicked man, near the dwelling of the righteous. Do not destroy his resting place. For though a righteous man may fall 7 times, he still gets up, but the wicked stumble in bad times. Do not gloat when your enemy falls, and do not let your heart rejoice when he stumbles. Oh, Yahuah will see and disapprove, and turn his wrath away from him. Over evildoers, and do not be envious of the wicked. For the evil man has no future, the lamp of the wicked will be extinguished. My son, fear Yahuah and the king, and do not associate with the rebellious, for they will bring sudden destruction. Who knows what ruin they can bring? These also are sayings of the wise, to show partiality in judgment is not good. Whoever tells the guilty, you are innocent, peoples will curse him, and nations will denounce him. But it will go well with those who convict the guilty, and rich blessing will come upon them. An honest answer given is like a kiss on the lips. Complete your outdoor work and prepare your field. After that, you may build your house. Do not testify against your neighbor without cause, and do not deceive with your lips. Do not say, I will do to him as he has done to me. I will repay the man according to his work. I went past the field of a slacker, and by the vineyard of a man lacking judgment. Thorns had grown up everywhere, thistles had covered the ground, and the stone wall was broken down. I observed and took it to heart. I looked and received instruction. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a robber, and need like a bandit. Proverbs 25. wisdom before kings. These are additional proverbs of Solomon, which were copied by the men of Hezekiah, king of Judah. It is the glory of Elohim to conceal a matter, and the glory of kings to search it out. As the heavens are high and the earth is deep, so the hearts of kings cannot be searched. Remove the dross from the silver, and a vessel for a silversmith will come forth. Remove the wicked from the king's presence, and his throne will be established in righteousness. Do not exalt yourself in the presence of the king, and do not stand in the place of great men. For it is better to be told, "Come up here," than to be demoted in the presence of the prince. Even what you have seen with your own eyes, do not bring hastily to court. Otherwise, what will you do in the end, when your neighbor puts you to shame? Argue your case with your neighbor without betraying another's confidence, lest he who hears you bring shame upon you, and your infamy never go away. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in settings of silver, like an earring of gold or an ornament of fine gold is a wise man's rebuke to a listening ear. Like the cold of snow in the time of harvest is a trustworthy messenger to those who send him. He refreshes the soul of his masters. Like clouds and wind without rain is the man who boasts of gifts never given. Patience, a ruler can be persuaded, and a gentle tongue can break a bone. If you find honey, eat just what you need, lest you have too much and vomit it up. Seldom set foot in your neighbor's house, lest he grow weary and hate you. Like a club or sword or sharp arrow is a man who bears false witness against his neighbor. Like a broken tooth or a foot out of joint is confidence in a faithless man in time of trouble. Like one who removes a garment on a cold day, or vinegar poured on a wound, is one who sings songs to a heavy heart. If your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat, and if he is thirsty, give him water to drink. For in so doing, you will heap burning coals on his head, and Yahuah will reward you. As the north wind brings forth rain, so a backbiting tongue brings angry looks. Better to live on a corner of the roof than to share a house with a quarrelsome wife. Like cold water to a weary soul is good news from a distant land. Like a muddied spring or a polluted well is a righteous man who gives way to the wicked. It is not good to eat too much honey, or to search out one's own glory. Like a city whose walls are broken down is a man who does not control his temper. Proverbs 26. Wisdom concerning the fool. Like snow in summer and rain at harvest, honor does not befit a fool. Like a fluttering sparrow or darting swallow, an undeserved curse does not come to rest. A whip for the horse, a bridle for the donkey, and a rod for the backs of fools. Do not answer a fool according to his folly, or you yourself will be like him. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he become wise in his own eyes. Like cutting off one's own feet or drinking violence is the sending of a message by the hand of a fool. Like lame legs hanging limp is a proverb in the mouth of a fool. Like binding a stone into a sling is the giving of honor to a fool. Like a thorn that goes into the hand of a drunkard is a proverb in the mouth of a fool. Like an archer who wounds at random is he who hires a fool or passerby. As a dog returns to its vomit, so a fool repeats his folly. Do you see a man who is wise in his own eyes? There is more hope for a fool than for him. The slacker says, a lion is in the road. A fierce lion roams the public square. As a door turns on its hinges, so the slacker turns on his bed. The slacker buries his hand in the dish it wearies in, to bring it back to his mouth. The slacker is wiser in his own eyes than 7 men who answer discreetly. Like one who grabs a dog by the ears is a passerby who meddles in a quarrel not his own. Like a madman shooting firebrands and deadly arrows, so is the man who deceives his neighbor and says, I was only joking. Without wood, a fire goes out. Without gossip, a conflict ceases. Like charcoal for embers and wood for fire, so is a quarrelsome man for kindling strife. The words of a gossip are like choice morsels that go down into the inmost being. Like lace covering an earthen vessel are burning lips and a wicked heart. A hateful man disguises himself with his speech, but he lays up deceit in his heart. When he speaks graciously, do not believe him, for 7 abominations fill his heart. Though his hatred is concealed by deception, his wickedness will be exposed in the assembly. He who digs a pit will fall into it, and he who rolls a stone will have it roll back on him. A lying tongue hates those it crushes, and a flattering mouth causes ruin. Proverbs 27. Do not boast about tomorrow. Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring. Let another praise you, and not your own mouth, a stranger, and not your own lips. A stone is heavy and sand is a burden, but aggravation from a fool outweighs them both. Wrath is cruel and anger is like a flood, but who can withstand jealousy? Better an open rebuke than love that is concealed. The wounds of a friend are faithful, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. The soul that is full loathes honey, but to a hungry soul any bitter thing is sweet. Like a bird that strays from its nest is a man who wanders from his home. Oil and incense bring joy to the heart, and the counsel of a friend is sweetness to the soul. Do not forsake your friend or your father's friend, and do not go to your brother's house. In the day of your calamity, better a neighbor nearby than a brother far away. Be wise, my son, and bring joy to my heart, so that I can answer him who taunts me. The prudent see danger and take cover, but the simple keep going and pay the penalty. Take the garment of him who posts security for a stranger. Get collateral if it is for a foreigner. If one blesses his neighbor with a loud voice early in the morning, it will be counted to him as a curse. A constant dripping on a rainy day and a contentious woman are alike. Restraining her is like holding back the wind, or grasping oil with one's right hand. As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. Whoever tends a fig tree will eat its fruit, and he who looks after his master will be honored. As water reflects the face, so the heart reflects the true man. Sheol and Abaddon are never satisfied, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. A crucible for silver and a furnace for gold, but a man is tested by the praise accorded him. Though you grind a fool like grain with mortar and a pestle, yet his folly will not depart from him. Be sure to know the state of your flocks, and pay close attention to your herds. For riches are not forever, nor does a crowning do to every generation. When hay is removed and new growth appears, and the grass from the hills is gathered, the lambs will provide you with clothing, and the goats with the price of a field. You will have plenty of goat's milk to feed you, food for your household, and nourishment for your maidservants. Proverbs 28. The boldness of the righteous. The wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. A land in rebellion has many rulers, but a man of understanding and knowledge maintains order. A destitute leader who oppresses the poor is like a driving rain that leaves no food. Those who forsake the Torah praise the wicked, but those who keep the Torah resist them. Evil men do not understand justice, but those who seek Yahuah comprehend fully. Better a poor man who walks with integrity than a rich man whose ways are perverse. A discerning son keeps the Torah, but a companion of gluttons disgraces his father. He who increases his wealth by interest and usury lays it up for one who is kind to the poor. Whoever turns his ear away from hearing the Torah, even his prayer is detestable. He who leads the upright along the path of evil will fall into his own pit, but the blameless will inherit what is good. A rich man is wise in his own eyes, but a poor man with discernment sees through him. When the righteous triumph, there is great glory, but when the wicked rise, men hide themselves. He who conceals his sins will not prosper, but whoever confesses and renounces them will find mercy. Blessed is the man who is always reverent, but he who hardens his heart falls into trouble. Like a roaring lion or a charging bear is a wicked ruler over a helpless people. A leader who lacks judgment is also a great oppressor, but he who hates dishonest profit will prolong his days. A man burdened by blood guilt will flee into the pit. Let no one support him. He who walks with integrity will be kept safe, but whoever is perverse in his ways will suddenly fall. The one who works his land will have plenty of food, but whoever chases fantasies will have his fill of poverty. A faithful man will abound with blessings, but one eager to be rich will not go unpunished. To show partiality is not good, yet a man will do wrong for a piece of bread. A stingy man hastens after wealth and does not know that poverty awaits him. He who rebukes a man will later find more favor than one who flatters with his tongue. He who robs his father or mother, saying, "It is not wrong," is a companion to the man who destroys. A greedy man stirs up strife, but he who trusts in Yahuah will prosper. He who trusts in himself is a fool, but one who walks in wisdom will be safe. Whoever gives to the poor will not be in need, but he who hides his eyes will receive many curses. When the wicked come to power, people hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous flourish. Proverbs 29. The flourishing of the righteous. A man who remains stiff-necked after much reproof will suddenly be shattered beyond recovery. When the righteous flourish, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, the people groan. A man who loves wisdom brings joy to his father, but a companion of prostitutes squanders his wealth. By justice a king brings stability to the land, but a man who exacts tribute demolishes it. A man who flatters his neighbor spreads a net for his feet. An evil man is caught by his own sin, but a righteous one sings and rejoices. The righteous consider the cause of the poor, but the wicked have no regard for such concerns. Mockers inflame a city, but the wise turn away anger. If a wise man goes to court with a fool, there will be raving and laughing with no resolution. Men of bloodshed hate a blameless man, but the upright care for his life. A fool vents all his anger, but a wise man holds it back. If a ruler listens to lies, all his officials will be wicked. The poor man and the oppressor have this in common: the light of Yahuah shines upon the eyes of both. A king who judges the poor with fairness, his throne will be established forever. A rod of correction imparts wisdom, but a child left to himself disgraces his mother. When the wicked thrive, rebellion increases, but the righteous will see their downfall. Discipline your son and he will give you rest. He will bring delight to your soul. Where there is no vision, the people cast off restraint, but blessed is he who keeps the Torah. A servant cannot be corrected by words alone. Though he understands, he will not respond. Do you see a man who speaks in haste? There is more hope for a fool than for him. A servant pampered from his youth will bring grief in the end. An angry man stirs up dissension, and a hot-tempered man abounds in transgression. A man's pride will bring him low, but a humble spirit will obtain honor. partner to a thief hates his own soul. He receives the oath but does not testify. The fear of man is a snare, but whoever trusts in Yahuah is set securely on high. Many seek the ruler's favor, but a man receives justice from Yahuah. An unjust man is detestable to the righteous, and one whose way is upright is detestable to the wicked.
Proverbs 30. The words of Agur. These are the words of Agur, son of Jacob, the burden that this man declared to Ithiel. I am weary, O Elohim, and worn out. Surely I am the most ignorant of men, and I lack the understanding of a man. I have not learned wisdom, and I have no knowledge of the Holy One. Who has ascended to heaven and come down? Who has gathered the wind in his hands? Who has bound up the waters in his cloak? Who has established all the ends of the earth? What is his name? And what is the name of his son? Surely you know. Every word of Elohim is flawless. He is a shield to those who take refuge in him. Do not add to his words, lest he rebuke you and prove you a liar. Two things I ask of you: do not refuse me before I die. Keep falsehood and deceitful words far from me. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with the bread that is my portion. Otherwise, I may have too much and deny you, saying, "Who is Yahuah?" Or I may become poor and steal, profaning the name of my Elohim. Do not slander a servant to his master, or he will curse you, and you will bear the guilt. There is a generation of those who curse their fathers, and do not bless their mothers. There is a generation of those who are pure in their own eyes, and yet unwashed of their filth. There is a generation, how haughty are their eyes, and pretentious are their glances. There is a generation whose teeth are swords, and whose jaws are knives, devouring the oppressed from the earth, and the needy from among men. The leech has two daughters. Give and give. There are three things that are never satisfied, four that never say enough.
Sheol, the barren womb, land never satisfied with water, and fire that never says enough. As for the eye that mocks a father and scorns obedience to a mother, may the ravens of the valley pluck it out, and young vultures devour it. There are three things too wonderful for me, for that I cannot understand. The way of an eagle in the sky, the way of a snake on a rock, the way of a ship at sea, and the way of a man with a maiden. This is the way of an adulteress. She eats and wipes her mouth and says, I have done nothing wrong. Under three things the earth trembles, under four it cannot bear up. A servant who becomes king, a fool who is filled with food, an unloved woman who marries, and a maidservant who supplants her mistress. For things on earth are small, yet they are exceedingly wise. The ants are creatures of little strength, yet they store up their food in the summer. The rock badgers are creatures of little power, yet they make their homes in the rocks. The locusts have no king, yet they all advance in formation. And the lizard can be caught in one's hands, yet it is found in the palaces of kings. There are three things that are stately in their stride, and four that are impressive in their walk. A lion mighty among beasts, refusing to retreat before anything. A strutting rooster, a he-goat, and a king with his army around him. If you have foolishly exalted yourself, or if you have plotted evil, put your hand over your mouth. For as the churning of milk yields butter, and the twisting of the nose draws blood, so the stirring of anger brings forth strife. Proverbs 31. The words of King Lemuel, a mother's instruction. These are the words of King Lemuel, the burden that his mother taught him. What shall I say, O my son? What, O son of my womb? What, O son of my vows? Do not spend your strength on women, or your vigor on those who ruin kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel, it is not for kings to drink wine, or for rulers to crave strong drink, lest they drink and forget what is decreed, depriving all the oppressed of justice. Give strong drink to one who is perishing, and wine to the bitter in soul. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more. Open your mouth for those with no voice, for the cause of all the dispossessed. Open your mouth, judge righteously, and defend the cause of the poor and needy. She sees that her gain is good, and her lamp is not extinguished at night. She stretches out her hands to the distaff, and grasps the spindle with her fingers. She opens her arms to the poor, and reaches out her hands to the needy. When it snows, she has no fear for her household, for they are all clothed in scarlet. She makes coverings for her bed. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. Her husband is known at the city gates, where he sits among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them. She delivers sashes to the merchants. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she can laugh at the days to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household, and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband praises her as well. Many daughters have done noble things, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive, and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears Yahuah is to be praised. Give her the fruit of her hands, and let her works praise her at the gate.